Reserve your spot today on the Tuscany Transformation Retreat, June 15th through the 21st, 2025. Reconnect with your inner beauty, power, and abundance. Come join Dr. Larissa Sharapova and myself, Priscilla Koblenz, for 6 nights and 5 full days in the beautiful Tuscan countryside. We'll be staying at a villa that has a gorgeous swimming pool and hot tub, a Turkish bath, as well as this amazing yoga studio overlooking the olive trees and the vineyards. We'll offer daily yoga, meditation, breath work, sound healing, spa treatments, a Tuscan bike ride, a pasta cooking class, olive oil and wine tastings, as well as amazing food. For more detailed itinerary, check out our website and reserve your spot today. We've got 9 spots available.
I've heard sometimes people will say, I am just so drained and stressed out. Meanwhile, the active list is not much. It's actually what's in the mind. So think of it as your IT world. You're running dual processor, but it's at 95% capacity. Of course, the CPU is maxed out. You have 20 browser tabs open because those are the things that need to be taken care of. But it hasn't been prioritized, and your mind is now confused, and it's draining fast. And body starts to feel it.
Welcome to Harmonic Alignment,
a podcast that explores the new frontier of energy medicine,
bridging the gap between Western medicine and quantum physics,
giving you easy and practical solutions.
Guided by
me, Dr. Larissa Sharipova,
and me, Priscilla Koblenz. Join us on a journey discovering your harmonic alignment. I am so excited. On today's episode of Harmonic Alignment, I am chatting with an incredible friend and mentor, Divya Warble, the owner and creator of Divine Med Spa in Exton, Pennsylvania. Divya worked in the tech world for nearly 14 years, and as she started to get burnt out, she found float tank therapy, and her dream was to create a healing sanctuary. She's really trying to create a new way of self-care beyond mani-pedis. I am so excited, Divya, that you're here with us today. Thank you so much for coming and participating in Harmonic Alignments podcast.
Absolutely. It is my pleasure. You know, you're an amazing friend and love doing these podcasts with you.
Yes, we've done some events and together. Well, I first met you because I was part of my health coach training with Dr. Zach Bush. We had been suggested that we find a float experience because that's a really great way to help you get into parasympathetic, out of fight or flight. But there's also some other healing benefits in floating. And I was just happened to be in your area and I saw, oh my gosh, there's one close by to me. Oh, wow. Was so excited. And that's when I first went in. And then I realized that you are doing way more than just floats, but you have this beautiful healing ethos that you're trying to put out in the world. So tell us, how did Divine Med Spa come to be?
It was a calling for me. I was actually in corporate before this.
Okay.
15 years in IT, and that's why I'm more like a techie person, but these holistic modalities have been a part of my life. So I had been floating personally for past 8 years.
When you were in IT, were you feeling really burned out? Was it just stressful? Is that why you switched to healing modalities?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a go-getter, so I always got the craziest projects. I think towards the end before I left, I had 3 major projects going on with teams all across, from India to Europe to California, and long hours. So working definitely puts a lot of stress on your body and your mind, and especially such an active mind like mine. I'm always on the go and trying to solve things, and I think that's why I got those big projects, because my VPs and directors, they knew that I could do all of those things. But there's a toll that your body takes from constantly working, and floating was my way to kind of balance. And then there are other things that I also did, like yoga, meditation practices. Essential oil was another thing that I kind of added as a part of my life, especially after the kids were born. Tea tree was the choice that I had for my kids when they did get cold. Or
would you rub that on their chests, or how were you exposing them to tea tree oil?
It depends. So tea tree has so many benefits, right? It's antiviral, antifungal. There's so many benefits to it. And now I made a concoction. So my younger one was sick this past weekend. I put tea tree oil and then lavender. If you get bee sting, did you know that you can mix tea tree oil, lavender, and peppermint along with a little bit of a base oil? Could be almond oil, could be coconut oil, and you can take it anywhere. And you get a bee sting, you just put that up and you're good to go. It kind of takes the sting away.
Oh my goodness,
So
that's amazing.
Lavender, antihistamine, right?
Okay.
Peppermint is the cooling effect. So what happens when you get a bee sting? You just feel that burn. So it kind of helps all throughout, and then it takes the tea tree kind of helps take care of any kind of stuff that might be happening.
Wow. So
Sorry,
not only you go from IT, a busy mom raising two girls, but you're also working to try to heal them more naturally. Right. You're into essential oils. You're into all of these things. Yeah. How did you get to, now I'm going to be a small business owner and, take that leap of faith to become...
It's definitely a big leap of faith.
And that's a whole family's involved. When you own a small business, it's not just you that are affected by the small business. It's your whole family.
It is my whole family. My husband's working every weekend trying to change the filters and any kind of maintenance work that needs to happen. This wall needs fixing or that needs happening. Or my kids, same thing. Now they're 9 and 12, but when we first opened up, they were 6 and 9 at that time, and there were things that needed to get done. So from the teas that we sell, so them putting all the teas in the bag, putting the stickers and the labels and everything else, it's fun for the first 5 bags. After that
it becomes work, and kids
right. Yeah. Owning a business and not having the background of how a business is supposed to be run. So now I call myself a CEO in training, because you really have to know the marketing, the accounting, the payroll, and the HR, and how to motivate your employees, how to hire right, customer service, everything that you would think in a corporate department or corporate world has all these departments.
Right, they have 20 different people doing
You are
stuff.
the department heads, but you're also the action of the department heads.
So you're wearing all the hats.
All the hats, right. The strategy, the manager role, and the execution role. And it takes that much effort.
I also think the difficult thing in the end can become your greatest gift or greatest treasure. But in the moment, it sure doesn't feel like it. So what were some of the difficult things that you came up against when you started your own business?
HR is the hardest part. How to motivate your people. And I'm not a natural people person. I'm a straight shooter, so it's hard to be a people person when you're a straight shooter. So honesty can actually kill you.
You have to find a way to temper that, I guess.
I had to find a way to temper that. I had to find a way how to still get the word across, but keep them motivated at the same time. So, and it helped me in my personal life too, right? Because raising the kids is the same thing. You can straight away tell them this, but how do you say it in a way that they feel motivated?
Right.
Like this morning, my conversation, my 2 kids were arguing about stuff that didn't even matter. And I'm like, okay, so what we start in the morning does affect how the entire day goes. Instead of speaking anger, speak love. Instead of speaking rejection, speak forgiveness and care. And that's how things will shift.
Wow, you were able to say that to your
I
girls.
was able to say that. And then after 5 minutes, my older one said, I'm sorry, Mom, and thank you. And I said, love, peace, joy, kindness, all of those fruit of the Spirit are there. And we do have to make a choice. Because at the end of the day, she's your sister. And now I'm getting involved in all of it. And guess this is how the day is starting.
Right.
And when you come home, same thing. So it has helped me become a better mom, I think. Because
you've had to manage employees and their expectations and learn how to deal with them. It's also helped you up your communication game with your own family.
Right.
See, there you go. That's your diamond moment.
There's a lot of things I learned. And then the other piece too is when you are in a corporate world, I didn't have to worry about if my coworker was motivated enough to do the work. I was motivated and I knew I was getting paid to do it.
Right.
Now I am responsible.
Right. Well, because you're making it, you have to pay their salaries.
Right.
I think that if there's anything about owning a small business that I think is this really eye-opening moment, is that the moment that you realize you're not just responsible for yourself and your family, but you're also responsible for the people who work for you and making sure that payroll gets met.
Right.
And so I feel like there's a burden that must jump onto the shoulders of somebody when they take this on, because that person has a family or responsibilities or things they want to do, and you got to make it successful, not just for yourself but for your employees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
What's been the most fun part of all of it?
The fun part of it is I do not have to take approval from people to go get things done. So if I want to change the name of the business, or if there's something that is not working and I want to tweak it. So comparing it to the corporate world to not owning your own business, I would have to get approval through the chain of commands, right? Here, when I see there's something not working, I can change it. I more think about, okay, why it's not working, what do we need to do, how do we change it? So I love that aspect of it. We, as human beings, we want to do something better. We want to care about the world. We want to be adding something to the world, right? When we go into that corporate bureaucratic thing, you get stuck, and then it starts to demotivate. Here, you feel like, okay, I am adding. I am able to make the change. I am doing the things that are needed. And what better than a holistic place that is all about healing and caring and about restoring your mind, body, spirit, soul, all of that. So that motivates me.
I love that. And I also love that when I walk in to Divine Med Spa, the feeling and the energy, whether it's the music, the way you've laid out the space, you kind of get to feel like you've stepped away and you kind of get to go to a retreat.
Believe me, we feel it the same way. Every time I'm working the front desk, I'm like, this just feels amazing. It's nice and relaxing. And then my employees would say, all the people that come in, they say the same thing. And I'm like, that's it. We feel it. Everybody else feels it. And it is that relaxing sanctuary, that restorative place where when you walk in, you should feel the peace. You
put your cell phone in airplane mode and just concentrate, and that you
decompress.
And you have scheduled time for yourself. So now I know that you have added and changed services. You started with just the floats, right?
So when I first wanted to open up the business, I only wanted to open up a float spa.
Okay.
But God had his own plans. That's just the way, and I went along with it. So I only wanted 1,800 square footage because that's would have fit the float rooms that I wanted. But I had 3,000 square foot given to me.
So the universe gave you double.
The universe said, nope, you're going to go big or go home. And I did go big. I started to get feedback from people about, hey, I'm going an hour away for halotherapy. I'm going this far away for this. And these services just came about in their own way. So now we have infrared sauna, great for mold and heavy metal detoxification, great for overall detoxification, even for your skin health. It's just amazing. We have halotherapy, great for upper and lower respiratory conditions. I bring my kids every time my kids start to get sick. It's okay, let's do sauna, let's decongest you. Then we're going to do halotherapy so that you can just clear up everything. So if you're not able to breathe, oxygen therapy is great. Or you do zero gravity massage chair, which because kids under 18 is the age where the parent has to be in the room, but under 12 you can't even get a massage. But the kids sometimes do need lymphatic drainage.
Right. So the fact that you have a chair for children is so important.
Yeah. And the feedback that I'm getting about that is, hey, it's a quick 30-minute treatment. You don't have to undress. You walk in, it's available, and you're done, and you start to feel, okay, I actually feel decompressed. I feel my neck is now moving better and my lower back is not having an issue.
So everyone can benefit from these massage chairs, but even the younger clients who can't necessarily have a massage, that's wonderful.
And
I never thought about
my
the
kids
children.
are loving it. I've had mother-daughter come in. I've had grandmom come in. So they're able to also
They
make
sit
it
together
into
and have a fun time on trying out the massage chairs. I love it.
Yeah.
And then there's some additional services you have.
So we have red light therapy.
Yep.
I think it's out there, big buzzword. Our room, we have 8 panels, like a big commercial grade red light therapy room.
Okay.
No matter where you sit, stand, you are going to get the benefits of it. And it can have up to 4 people. All of our services we do private. So if you want to come in by yourself, you can do red light therapy. If you want to come in with a friend, we just say shorts and t-shirt because it doesn't go through clothes. But red light is great for healing the cells at mitochondrial level. And you start to see those benefits immediately. SADs, great for seasonal affective disorder, especially now that the weather's changing. I know more people will be coming in.
It lowers inflammation, but I love when you said the mitochondrial. It's actually giving you more energy at a cellular level, which is going to allow your body to start to heal whatever you're dealing with. Like, we all need more energy at the cellular level.
At the cellular, and healing at cellular level, what does that? Yeah. Nothing out there that does that. I've had a couple of active chemo patients that have come in. And isn't that an amazing thing that when they are going through treatment, the cells are going to die, both good and bad, but you want to recover the good cells. So red light therapy can help with that. Being able to provide these services to different clienteles with different needs has just been a blessing on its own.
So you also have facials. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So all of our facials are clean organic facials, non-invasive. Treatments is what we have as well. Our signature facial is a facial with a microdermabrasion. So microdermabrasion it's a diamond tip. It does exfoliation, and at the same time, it sucks out the dead cells too. So it's a dual action happening at the same time.
And what are the products that you're using?
We use Eminence products.
Okay.
And it took us 2 years to find, because even in organic line, nowadays, it is not clean. So when you start to see the fine ingredients, and my esthetician, Lisa, she is very, very thorough about products, because there are many products out there that will call themselves clean or organic, but once you start to see the ingredients, especially nowadays, did you know that citric acid is being manufactured from mold?
That doesn't sound like something I want on my body, absorbing into my bloodstream. I think we're finally starting to realize that what we put on our body goes into our bloodstream, into our cells, and man, we don't want to put bad stuff on our body.
Yeah. So when we're healing from inside out, we also have to make sure what environmental stuff we're putting on the outside of the skin or outside of our body, which is 70% of our body extremity is all the toxins are coming through our skin or through inhalation. So,
not just through what we eat. We normally think, we're getting our toxins from this processed food. But it's because of what we're breathing in and what we're putting on.
Yes, what we're putting on. Yep.
So you have an all organic line.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Yep. And the main reason why I also was looking for facial line, my kids are at that perfect age where they want to go to these name brands and want to buy these products, and they want to put it on their face. And I'm like, all your life, kids, I have been
trying to protect you from this stuff.
And no, we cannot do this. So here, you want to get a cleanser? Here's a cleanser.
I love this. Is good mommy planning on your part. Yep. Like you are
2 steps ahead.
You're laying a good foundation, so that they have good, healthy habits before they go into the world of women who put on tons of makeup.
And I have been kind of preaching that too, that you don't need that much makeup. If you kind of start to take care of your skin,
you won't need
it. Yeah, because naturally it just starts to show. And doing these things like sauna, the red light and stuff, when you're healing, think about it. You're fixing under the hood. When you fix under the hood, what happens to the extremities? It starts to glow.
I love that you said that, because I think with young people and skin issues, whether it's acne, and even myself, because I struggled with acne for years, that an esthetician can only do so much topically. Yeah. Because it's something going on inside of me, whether that's the inflammation and the foods, but it's also what other toxic products I'm doing. Right. And with your red light, you're going down deep into a cellular level. Yeah. And even just the float, it's like lowering stress, because we know that stress causes skin problems.
Yeah. Gut problems.
Yeah. Yep.
So we didn't talk about float much yet. And I know you're a monthly floater.
I am. I'm a subscriber. I love it. Thank you for the subscription, because here I am telling everybody what to do to stay healthy. And then when you don't, right, you're the preacher who doesn't actually take care of themselves. And so it's nice to have that monthly reminder to go in and take advantage of an hour of just healing. So thank you for having that ability. But it isn't just that I get to de-stress. There's also some wonderful mineral benefits from being in one of your float experiences. Can you explain that to folks?
So magnesium. We are deprived of magnesium, and magnesium, of course, it's great for relaxation and the Epsom salts, right? A lot of people know Epsom salts before they know the word magnesium. Epsom salt's great for detoxification. It's great for inflammation.
So helping with the pain and sore joints.
But when it's 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt, you are also floating. So floating to me, when I describe this, 3-part. One part is the Epsom salt and the benefits of it, where you get body benefits. The second aspect of it is because of the consistency, you are defying gravity. As you defy gravity, it is great for joints, lower back pain, great for second, third trimester, or disc issues that you have compressed disc and there's nothing, bed may not work, nothing will work. This actually helps decompress your back and the inflammation around that area. It's not going to fix the disc issue, but it's going to help with the inflammation around that area, so you're not in that worst of a pain that when you get up in the morning, you're walking, hunched forward. Yeah. Great for athletes as well. And the third biggest element is the sensory deprivation. So when we think about sensory deprivation, we have 5 sensory inputs. It's reducing or turning off all of those 5 sensory inputs. When you do that, all of that energy actually goes into processing whatever's happening here. And believe me, there's a lot happening.
You're pointing to your head. So there's a lot. If you can shut this off, we can control the world.
Oh, that's true. We're doing a podcast, so you can't see.
No, but I mean, we most of us live up here in our heads.
Yes. Our brain is active from the moment we get up, or even half an hour before. There's stuff that's just gurgling up, and you wake up. Either it's with anxiety, or oh my gosh, I have 20 things to do, or keeping tabs of all the things that need to happen. And you wake up with that and as an anxiety, and then eventually that cycle turns into fight and flight mode, and recovery doesn't happen.
Right.
Sleep starts to go down. So floating is highlighting whatever's happening in your mind. Sometimes if it's too active, there's so much going on. I think of it as dust. So if you've never dusted your table, you're going to see a thick layer of dust. Floating will highlight, with the first experience, how unsettling it is to see all that dust. And when I say dust, it could be people that show up, these videos, mini videos, or pictures, or resentments, whatever things that are just stuck in your mind that have not processed.
When you get into that float, the stuff that is just going to show up.
It's going
to show up. The stuff that just keeps there, and maybe you'll start to have an awareness.
Yes.
That this is the mind movie I keep playing. Why am I wasting energy thinking about this person or
That's
this situation?
why you feel drained. I've heard sometimes people will say, I am just so drained and stressed out. Meanwhile, the active list is not much. It's actually what's in the mind. So think of it as your IT world. You're running dual processor, but it's at 95% capacity. Of course, the CPU is maxed out. You have 20 browser tabs open because those are the things that need to be taken care of. But it hasn't been prioritized, and your mind is now confused, and it's draining fast. And body starts to feel it.
Mic drop moment. No, seriously. I mean, you just described, not only does this help on the physical level, which I think all of us can kind of wrap our heads around, we can see it, but it's also helping on the emotional, and I'll call it even a spiritual level, because if we can start to have a level of awareness, a higher level of consciousness of where our energy is going,
right.
To me, the emotional stress, or just stress in general, which is unseen,
yes.
Could be 80 to 90% of someone's health issues.
Yes.
And if you can drain that away, I mean, I try to keep telling people what you think about, if it is not positive and it's negative and stressful, is the same as having a broken foot. And you would get that broken foot in a cast, you would work to heal it, you would stay off
because
of
you
it,
see
you
it.
would take care of it because
Right.
you take it. But because we don't see this and we think, we just go on autopilot and don't raise our level of awareness because it isn't showing up as a broken foot. I'm like, man, if the world knew that.
And that's where, it can help with stress and anxiety and depression, because that's where it leads up to ultimately, right? So if you can start to tackle the stress level and then recognize it, and if it becomes a part of the regular practice, then the dust is not that thick. Yeah. You get into, your body now knows what letting go feels like. And there's no fight between me wanting to be in control, because half the time we think we're in control, but we're not.
So true.
It's just life spins out on its own way. It deals you the cards that it deals you.
What's coming up for me is it's like one page at a time. Like now I get a little glimpse, and then the next time I get a bigger glimpse.
Peeling off the onion, absolutely.
We're peeling, so that you're starting now to understand, okay, I'm not a crazy person. I'm just a busy mom that has a busy schedule. I am juggling balls. I'm caring for my parents. I'm caring for my children.
Yep.
And someone has to care for me. I think you're ushering in a new generation of moms who realize that if I don't have any energy or battery left in my tank, you can't be there as a caregiver.
Right.
And that your children, your family, your loved ones suffer because you don't have enough energy, because you haven't put up or figured out where your stressors are, how to find balance, how to be fully present and let some of it go. It isn't that you don't have to do these. You have to do the 100 things you have to do today, but you don't have to make it take a physical and an emotional
Even if you
toll.
Float once a month, you will start to notice a difference. It's that amazing. I personally float 2 to 3 times a week because I know how much it helps me.
Right.
And, when you start to take care of yourself, what's going to happen is we're not going to be as angry. We're going to have more patience rather than being short-fused. I am one of those person who can get short-fused with so much. So that's why I counteract that with, okay, I need to float so that I'm present and I have more patience, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And we can try and try and try, but that cup is dry. You cannot pour from it.
Well, Divya, thank you for giving us help. You're filling everybody's cup. You're giving them an opportunity to fill their cup.
Yeah. And the other piece, with our place, you can use your health savings account. You can use your flex spending account. Past 4 or 5 years, the corporations, the companies, they're even giving wellness money that you can use towards anything wellness related stuff, because they recognize the stress that can emerge from various things, including work. And once you start taking care of the stress, you will become a more active employee, aware parent, or whatever that is in your life. And using your health savings and flex spending account to take care of yourself, mind, body. And it's not just one.
It can take some of the financial burden off, or some of the things that I think a lot of people think, well, I can't spend this because, it's spending on myself.
Right.
But now that you can actually use your health savings account or flex spending, or there's now incentives to do this. And also, I have to point out, Divya, you've made this very affordable.
Yes.
There are membership options for people who want to add in what I'll call self-care before healthcare.
Yep.
As an option for them. So Absolutely. This is not out of everyone's price range.
No. And the other piece too is we're a family-owned business. We're the only one who does family membership. So when I came up with the style of membership, the lowest is $99, which is an individual plan. It's an essential plan where you get 3 credits that you can use towards various services. Then the second one is a shareable plan with one more person. So if you're a couple, or if you're taking care of your mom or a kid who needs it, you can be a part of that plan. The third one is a family plan, and you can use your health savings to pay for that plan. And as long as the same family members come in who are a part of that membership, you're in good spot. And now, because, like I said, when my kids get sick, I'm bringing them in. This becomes a proactive, holistic approach for other people who are like-minded like me, who want to take care of it holistically for their kids to make it affordable for them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Are there additional services that we haven't talked about?
Yes. Microneedling is another service that's also part of our facial line.
Okay.
Microneedling is a non-invasive treatment that does very light punctures on the top of your skin. And what that does is it sends healing cells to the outermost part of your skin, and it's natural collagen booster. So instead of going with things like Botox, you have an alternative where your body is now doing the work. So I love that aspect of it, that you're using your body to heal.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other service that we have coming up is Vibroacoustic Sound Therapy.
Vibroacoustic Sound Therapy.
Yeah.
Ooh, you had me at sound therapy. So tell us about what this is like.
Sound, as you know, is a great way for healing. Also, if you look through the history of where all sound has been used, it has been used in military world in the past in a wrong way. But that's how amazing sound is. You can use
Sound
it in
can
a great
move the
way.
needle. Yeah, we can do it good or bad.
Sound is vibration at the end of it, right? So vibroacoustic sound therapy is a mix of both. So you are listening to low-level sound through your ears, and the whole bed that you're laying down on is also vibrating at the same frequency.
So you have like a headphone set, and then you're on the bed, and it's syncing with the bed.
Yes.
Really?
It is syncing with the bed.
Wonderful.
So where float is a sensory deprivation experience, this is sensory, I don't know, non-deprivation experience.
So you can get into a really deep,
Yes.
meditative,
Yes.
parasympathetic, out of fight or flight rest state.
Yes. Yeah.
And have some amazing
Yes.
healing. How long do the sessions last in a vibe
It
bed?
depends on a session that you're trying to do. So there are sessions for ADD, there are sessions for ADHD,
Wow.
there's session for depression, there are different sessions for different conditions, different sound and vibration have.
For different other health diagnoses.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So are they 30 minutes? Are they an hour?
So I think anywhere between 30 to 45 minute
Okay.
ballpark is.
Okay. So
what
that's
it would be.
doable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Come in and have that.
And it's part of the membership too. So you get to experience all of it. And I think it would be a great combination with a float. So when you're done with the float, you have experienced the full sensory deprivation, then you do sound therapy.
Wow. Okay.
Right? You're gonna walk out like nothing's gonna stick to you today.
Right. You just put on the force field shield. You've got superpowers for the day because you've done this work. Oh, I love that. So how do people find you? How do they follow you?
We're actually based out in Exton. Divine-Med Spa is our website. They can find us on Instagram, Facebook. We have YouTube channel as well. And apps. We actually have a Divine Med Spa app. So you can download it on your Android device or Apple device. You can schedule appointments through that. You can call us.
And when are you open?
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 7:30 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4.
Do you do groups or parties? So let's say a bachelorette party or...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We've had quite a few requests. We actually had a corporate event earlier this year. We had 14 women come from American Gas Company.
Oh,
They
wonderful.
did a private event. So absolutely. That way they get to try all of these modalities and see which one actually works for you, because sometimes float is a great thing for somebody, but the other person might like zero gravity massage chair or red light therapy, and we have all of the different modalities for you to experience.
I love that. Divya, what is your ideal client looking for?
I think an ideal client would be anybody who is looking to find alternative ways to take care of themselves. It's taking self-care before healthcare, so prevention. When I think about the services that we provide, I think about it, our body is the only thing that's going to stay with us till the last breath we take. Other people might be around us, but we're going to feel the pains of our body till that last moment. You can be given medicine or drug or whatever, right? But right now is the prime time for you to make that decision and put that little pocket change. We put so much money into our 401k, into our future, then we retire, and we're saving it all up for that future, but we don't take care of our body, and that body is part of our future. And if you can put little pocket change now and start taking care of it, you're going to notice that when you do retire, you're going to actually be able to do a lot more things.
Better return on your investment.
Better return on your investment, because you can have all the 401k
in the world, but if you don't have a healthy, fully functioning body.
Right.
A friend once told me, if you have optimal health, if you are fully functional, you are a millionaire. It's your first $1 million in life.
Right.
Because the moment you're in pain or not fully functioning,
yep,
there's no price. I mean, it's so difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you are making the world a better place, my friend. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. If you had a microphone right now and you could speak to everyone on the planet, is there a message or something that's really coming and resonating with you that you wish humanity knew?
Taking care of yourself is more important than you think. The world is changing. Our thought process is changing over the last decade. I think I have seen that change, where we are taking care of ourselves. You can see the newer generation that is more active. The choice is in our hands. We get to make that choice, whether we want to go have a $10 drink, $8 drink at Starbucks, or do we want to take care of ourselves and actually invest in our body? And that was the word that came to my mind, but it could be anything. But sometimes I'll have somebody say that, oh, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. It's really about little tweaks is all it takes to be able to invest in the right thing. And it doesn't matter what you invest in your body, or what modality you choose, what business you go for, as long as you're taking care of yourself. Because ultimately, when you start taking care of yourself, your cup starts to get fuller. And healing not only begins for you, but the next generation right there too. Because when you are pouring with a full cup, your kids are going to see that. Your husband's going to see that. There's the healing that happens inside the household around us. It's bigger. It's bigger than just, okay, I'm just filling my cup. I'm just self-care for me only. It's self-care then turns into gratitude, turns into this big, amazing spiral. And sky's the limit.
I love that. Mm-hmm. When you take care of yourself, the world around you becomes a better, happier place.
Yep.
Aww.
And then you become part of that. And then you're now passing that happiness and joy to other people and pouring into their lives because you're feeling that.
Well, I can't thank you enough, Divya. You inspire me. I look at you as a great mentor. You have been so inspirational, and creating your own business, like, I know that takes so much courage and so much vision in order to accomplish that. And I'm just a huge fan of yours. And hopefully we'll have you back, because I know, because you continue to evolve, in the next few months you will have more modalities and more things to tell me, and a new path, and all the things you're doing to make the world a better place. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Harmonic Alignment. If something resonated with you, we would love to hear about it. Please consider leaving us a 5-star review and subscribing so you don't miss an upcoming episode. Thank you. The information contained in this podcast is provided for informational purposes only and not intended for the purpose of diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing any disease. Before using any products referenced on the podcast, consult with your healthcare provider. Carefully read all labels and directions. The products and information received through the podcast should not be used to replace a consultation or advice from your healthcare provider. If you suspect you have a medical problem or have any healthcare questions, please promptly call your healthcare provider. This podcast, including Dr. Larissa Sharapova and Priscilla Koblenz, and the producers, are not responsible for any possible adverse effects from the use of information contained in this podcast. This podcast may contain endorsements and advertisements for products or services. Individuals on this podcast may have a direct financial benefit to the product or services referenced.